to know this fella very well in our times of covering boxing. I was with him recently in Saudi Arabia. Don Charles, trainer of Daniel Dubois, joins us live on the show this lunchtime. Don, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon to you, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to hear you there. Slight delay on the line, but that's fine by us. Alex and Gabby are alongside me here. So your fighter, Daniel Dubois, gets his big money shot at Anthony Joshua, of course, and we eagerly await that. Sometime away yet in September. But what about the preparations? Have you begun preparing for it? Are they now in full swing? Where are you at with it?
Basically, the line's pretty bad, Jim. So, Nicole, could you repeat the last bit of the question? I heard the beginning. Could you repeat the last bit?
I tell you what, Don, we will get you back. What we'll do with the miracle of technology, we'll phone you back. That's what we'll do. We'll give you another call. Don Charles, trainer of Daniel Dubois. What a great moment for Dubois, just as the guys are organising that in the background. I mean, Gabby, for Dubois, A, massive payday, and B, a chance to topple AJ.
100%. I mean, I was lucky enough to speak to Don Charles on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he says, you know, he's getting Dubois ready to that. Even if he takes shots from AJ, you know, he's going in there to win. He's confident in his fight that he's going in this fight to win. And it's the biggest fight of his career. He's got to go in there and put in a performance. Would it be tough? Are we seeing a different AJ, Jim? We're seeing a more AJ, a raw AJ. The media training is wearing off a bit. We're seeing him in that altercation, threatening to throw a chair at the face of Dubois.
Yeah.
I love that AJ.
Yes.
I want to see more of that.
Okay.
Just the glare he gave him afterwards. How dare you disrespect me? I love seeing that, Anthony Joshua.
Well, let's talk about that to Don. That's a great point you raised. Don, we have you back. Don Charles, the trainer of Daniel Dubois. Hopefully the line is better. We're not that far from you, Don. We're only in Dusseldorf in Germany. That's better, Don. I can hear you react right away. So, Don, preparations for Daniel against AJ, are you already underway with them?
Yes, most definitely. We're in, obviously, phase one. As you know, Daniel's just come back off the victory from Riyadh. So we are in camp, but there's a certain things that we're doing at the moment, the prep, before we actually go into the actual camp.
Listen, Gabby Bonlahor is beside me here. Alex Cook is with me too, Don. Gabby made a very good point. There was a kind of face-to-face recently. There was a kind of coming together of AJ and Daniel, and it got a bit spiky, didn't it? Hearn was sitting with AJ, Frank Warren was sitting with Dubois, and Daniel just gave it, let's get it on, let's do it now. Let's have a bit of a rumble now. And AJ really took exception to that. Was that staged, or did Daniel really mean it by getting right in his face?
No, nothing is staged. I mean, look, I've watched that piece a few times to actually make sense of it. I think AJ instigated it initially, then Daniel, that was a reaction from Daniel when Daniel said, let's do it now. Something prompted him to do that. Okay, AJ is claiming that, how dare you call me out? Don't disrespect me. How is calling somebody out disrespecting them? So if you watch the video carefully, yeah, that's what drew Daniel to say, let's do it now. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense for him to have said, let's do it now. Because AJ prompted him to do that. AJ feels that Daniel has disrespected him. It's the norm in boxing is to call people out. So what he was alluding to is as soon as Daniel finished the fight in Riyadh, he had won. They gave the microphone to Daniel whilst he was still in the ring and said, what's next? He said, well, AJ is here. AJ, let's do it. And before the fight, it was supposed to be the winner out of Daniel Dubois and Philip Hrgovic will fight AJ. So the young man didn't do anything wrong by calling him out. So AJ took that as disrespect. So I make my guy right.
In your view, was it a bit disrespectful, Don?
Was it a bit? Did you say no? Why would it be disrespectful? We're in the fight game. Why is that disrespectful? If I call you, I say I want to fight you. How is that being disrespectful?
Yeah, fair enough. What kind of AJ do you expect come September? He's a different guy nowadays, isn't he?
Well, according to you experts, according to the experts, he's a different AJ. I know this kid's DNA. Yeah, it's a long history. I'm not going to go into it. You know what I'm like, Jim. You've had me in the studio very numerous occasions. I'm pretty cagey. Yeah. I'm an old school guy. I'm a wise fox. Wise old fox, should I say. Right. Okay. Doesn't matter which version turns up. Me as a coach, I have his DNA. Boxing DNA. Right? And Daniel as a fighter is all wrong for him. All wrong for him. He knows that. His team knows that.
You're saying that, Don, but there's a lot of people around boxing who still feel like this is probably a step too far for Daniel in terms of the calibre of opponent. What would you say to that?
Well, what I would say to that, exactly what I stick to what I'm saying is that these experts, no disrespect to them, it's their profession, but they undermine my profession as a coach. The coaches know better. Yeah, you're all observers. No disrespect to you guys, you're all observers. Yeah, it's the same thing. I can't question Agbon Lahore, who's with us. I can't question you anything about football. You've played at the highest level there is to play. So I can't. I'm a football fan, but I cannot talk football to the level that you played at. I'm not qualified to do that. When it comes to boxing, it's the same. Okay, so yeah. all these experts who are saying that we're going to demonstrate. It's quite simple. Talk is cheap. We're going to demonstrate. My fighter will demonstrate on the 21st of September why you're all wrong. Let me go back in history. When the great late Muhammad Ali beat Sonny Liston, he was written off by all the experts. Because Liston, based on Liston, was absolutely mulling everybody in that period. And Ali made it quite an easy fight. Okay, so you're going to all witness it again, right? I don't know what
I would say. Don, what I would say is that, Daniel's heart has been questioned, hasn't it, in recent fights? But the last two fights, he showed great heart in them fights. So, like he says, we aren't as qualified as you to talk about boxing. But if you're saying that he's going to go there and beat AJ, then let's take it as he's going to do that.
Well, Gabby, what I would say to you, Don, is, and I've got to know you pretty well, I sat yards from you in the corner in Riyadh when he demolished Filip Hrgović.
Yep.
And you kept on saying to him, your instruction was clear, double jab, Daniel, double jab. And the result was spectacular. Yes. I mean, he blew him away. And Hrgović was badly wounded at the end of the night with terrible eye injuries. Will it be the same approach against AJ, this wicked double jab that Daniel has?
I'll tell you what, the opposition, because of my age and experience, you can't buy experience. You would have had to live experience. The opposition team will be working how to counter a double jab. And they will also be training how to land their right hand on us. Yeah? I'm like a detective. You think, what will be the criminal's next move? I'm an old wise fox, like I said to you. No matter what they do, guess what? They need to react to what we're doing, yeah? I'm not going to lose, obviously. I'm not going to give away our game plan, yeah? You keep working this is a message to the AJ team. Keep working on how to land a right hand on us, please. Concentrate on that, yeah? And how to defend a double jab, okay? Right. As you can see, I'm really pumped up for this, yeah, because the fight is on.
Yeah.
I think you should go in the ring.
I actually haven't heard.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
What I would say, I mean, you're laughing now, Don. I haven't heard you like this, and it's so refreshing to hear it. Do you think Daniel is not given the credit that he deserves then by many observers in the boxing world?
He has to earn that respect, yeah. Slowly, every fight he has, he's answering all the doubters and all the critics, yeah. The doubters will always be doubters, and the critics will never. Tyson Fury still gets criticized. Alexander Usyk still gets criticized. Anthony Joshua, for that matter, still gets criticized, irrespective of what he's gone and achieved. Yeah? In my opinion, we haven't actually celebrated Anthony Joshua worldwide in boxing because what he's gone and done to boxing. Okay? But it just so happens that a student I'm training is fighting him. Yeah? I'm a big fan of Anthony Joshua. I was a part of his development initially. This is not a story that's been told publicly. So when I say I know his DNA, that's what I'm alluding to. Okay? I know his boxing DNA, and I know how to alter it, and I will.
Wow. Don, you've got us all wondering here how this is going to turn out. It's fantastic to hear you like this. So you've got this mental image in your mind at the moment, Don, of Dubois with his hand raised aloft on the 21st of September.
Yeah, I'm going to go as far. This is more than physical. This is a spiritual war, a boxing match. Okay, it's beyond boxing. We will box. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go in there and execute the game plan. And it's not even a complicated game plan. I'll be honest with you.
Don, fantastic. It's always great to speak to you.
Hrgović was a complex character to prepare for. Baby Miller was a complex character to prepare for. Prior to that, Alexander Usyk is the most complicated guy to prepare for. Daniel did not. Daniel, I'm not going to regurgitate. I've gotten over it. We, as a team, have gotten over the Usyk disappointment when Daniel. People are writing that off. My kid won the fight before he lost the fight in Poland. Okay, but I'm a God-fearing man. This is the way God wrote it. We weren't meant to have it then. He's going to present it to us now, and we're going to grow another pair of arms and seize the opportunity. Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
Don Charles, always good to speak to you. Thank you so much. It was worth waiting for, Don. Terrific stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Don Charles, trainer of Daniel Dubois, telling us there it's not just a boxing match on September the 21st when Dubois goes in against AJ. It's a spiritual war.
Jim,
Wow.
Jim, I would say I've not seen Dubois like that in that little altercation at the sit-down. He was like, don't try to intimidate me, AJ. I've seen he's ready to go as well, like AJ was. I've not seen that from Dubois. So maybe Don Charles is getting that aggression out of him as well more.
Yeah, I thouut I was in for a spiritual war the other night with that fella in the bar.
I'm scared to speak about boxing now. Don Charles said don't comment.
I was gonna say, if we go out for dinner tonight and we're not happy with the food, can we complain? We're not Michelin star chefs after all.
Exactly.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.